The real problem here is not the relationship. What this relationship is proving about you is that you have a really hard time setting boundaries, creating limits, and taking action in things that are just obvious to you. If you're having this problem in your relationship, I promise you, your relationship is not the only place in your life that's suffering because of your lack of ability to take a risk and take action. This is a wake-up call. It's time for you to take those risks. It's time for you to start moving in the right direction. Or years from now, you will never forgive yourself for the amount of time that you lost, but especially the amount of dreams that this world should have because you brought them into reality. And I'm actually answering your question with a question of my own. Why have you not taken BYB yet? This question is a little bit confusing. If I'm completely honest with you, it sounds like you have a kind of loose grasp on systemic psychology and its principles. That you're using two distinctions that do not go together. This is something that we teach in the general certification in RGP development. You should definitely register to it. First, I'm glad that you're a little bit afraid, because controlling sanguines can be very dangerous. It's the strength of a sanguine with the impulsiveness of a choleric human being. Don't be afraid of your strength. Learn how to channel it. Learn how to use it. The only thing that this means is that you're not in control of the switch that brings out the strength of the sanguine in you. That means that you're still allowing your ego to get triggered constantly. What you need is to realize exactly where your ego is stuck. What's the belief, the pattern that you're still stuck to because of some pain from the past that you haven't been able to process. As soon as you tackle that pain, as soon as you process that emotion, I promise you, your strength will be yours and not something that you're afraid of. And by the way, one of the best ways to making sure that you do that is in BYB. There is a way to fire while you work, but it also depends a lot on the type of work that you do. For example, as a therapist, I cannot have a patient in front of me, I cannot have a coachee in front of me, and then allow my head to just start firing and relaxing. But the truth is that when you become really good at something mechanical, what you enter is something that in sports psychology we know as the zone. It's athletes constantly talk about almost observing their body play the game without them making any choice. We also call that mastery of movement. It has to do with your body being so trained and so in tune with what you're creating that your mind can start relaxing. And I know more than a few people that have mastered their body to a point where they literally can start firing and relaxing in their head because they're paying no attention to what they're doing. There is actually professions that almost require you to master this. For example, some of the best chefs, some of the best artists in the world, they kind of allow their body and their system to create, and they're not fully present with it. They're allowing the flow of energy. And many of them can actually completely relax while being present in that moment. I love when you guys ask me questions, and honestly, explaining and breaking through things like this is one of the things that I enjoy the most in life. This is the reason why we're creating this new space called Ask Rodrigo. It's going to be a monthly space where you get to ask all of these questions, but then we get to work together and start solving them. So if you want to be one of the first to register and go on that amazing space, just click the link, fill up the form, and you'll join the waiting list.